channel. It's Adornice, and today I am back with another video, and by the title of this video you all can see that I am back with something new here on my channel, in which I told you all in my life update that I will be doing videos, different videos in terms of, you know, like travel vlogs, entrepreneurship, different things like that, sports. So yeah, I'm back today with my first entrepreneurship video. And yeah, so if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also like this video, share it if you like, and also leave me a comment down below. As you can see by the title of this video, we will be getting into why my businesses have failed. As an entrepreneur, we all know that there's no handbook to entrepreneurship. There's no rules to it. There's no manual, anything like that. It's just really something that you're learning as if you decide to, you know, take on the role of being an entrepreneur. So in this video, I will be telling you all why my businesses have failed, and yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So as I stated, there's no handbook when it comes to entrepreneurship. There's no manual. So really, you're just learning about this as you are going through the journey on your own, and you're trying to decide, you know, how to maneuver through this industry, how to, you know, get your product and your service out of there. So one of the reasons why I believe my businesses have failed is because whenever you decide to be an entrepreneur, sometimes you don't thoroughly sit down to think about the different aspects of entrepreneurship. You don't sit down and think about the what ifs. You don't sit down sometimes and have a backup plan. You don't sit down and possibly have a marketing plan or anything like that. Sometimes when people get an idea or they know something they want to do, they just kind of go ahead and jump at it the moment that they can. However, that does not always work for people, because if you are someone that is new to entrepreneurship, if you're someone who is not really known in certain industries, then it's going to be hard for you already to, you know, kind of have your own target audience and get your own consumers. So not being able to sit down and thoroughly think this out, like, yes, I did create a business plan. Yes, I did know what I wanted to do, but I did not sit down and actually think about all of the aspects of entrepreneurship. I did not sit down and think about, well, if this doesn't work, what am I going to do in place of that? If this doesn't work, what I'm going to do if that doesn't work? I just didn't think about that. I just kind of had the idea and I ran for it, which can work for some people, but for most people, it's not going to work that way. You have to actually sit down and think about what it is that you want to do. And once you do that, you will ultimately decide if this is something that you want to do. Create a business plan. Create a marketing plan. Create a social media campaign plan. Create anything that you can think of that will help you in your entrepreneurship journey. And so for me, when I had my first business, which was a sports business for women in sports, because if you did not know, I do have a master's in sports management, but I've also been very into sports since a very young age. I've been watching football and basketball all my life. I love watching the Olympics, and I always thought that I wanted to work for a sports team. And so I wanted to create a brand that caters to women in the sports industry. And not only women in the sports industry professionally, but also those women who love just watching sports and who knows the game of sports just like the men do. So I had the idea to create t-shirts that geared towards women in sports. And while I had the idea there, I didn't think about everything that I wanted to do with that brand. I didn't think about how I wanted to introduce my brand. I didn't think about how I wanted to actually, you know, promote my brand. I just kind of created it. I got a logo made and I just went for it. But I didn't really have a thought process on how to actually get my brand out there. Like, granted, you can put a logo out there, you can make an Instagram account, but you're going to have to think of strategies when it comes to your product or your service. You're going to have to see what's going to work for your product or service, because Instagram may not work for you. TikTok may not work for you. Twitter may not work for you. So you need to kind of just think about a plan of how you're going to do it and how you're going to get yourself out there. And if you're selling anything, you have to do research on well, how am I going to sell my items? Who's going to make my items? And I'm going to have them drop ship, and I'm going to have a store. What type of payments am I going to take? Do I need a business account? Do I need an EIN? Do I need an LLC? Do I need a DBA? What am I going to do? Do I need to file taxes? Do I need to charge taxes? There's so much that goes into entrepreneurship that people do not think of, and it's really one of the main reasons why a lot of businesses do fail, because us as entrepreneurs, we do not always think about every single thing that could possibly happen while we're in our journey. So with my business, it was called the Bliss Goddess, or it is called the Bliss Goddess. I didn't think of all of the aspects into it. So I'm like, okay, well, what do I do now? Because I'm getting the feedback from people, but I'm not getting the sales. And that was something that I did not take into account. Like, I was spending money to have inventory, but no inventory was being sold. I purchased, I think, like 100 t-shirts, and I probably sold about a good 12 to 15. So that leaves me with about 40 more t-shirts that I need to sell that aren't selling. Even when I dropped the prices on the shirts were not selling. And that goes back to me not initially sitting down and thinking about concretely how I'm going to do this business, how I'm going to sell these t-shirts, how I'm going to get people to buy these t-shirts. Me thinking, and that brings me to another point. You thinking what you like may not be what your consumers like. So for instance, I had created a t-shirt that had my logo on there, which was the Bliss Goddess. What is the Bliss Goddess? Like, why should I be buying a t-shirt that say the Bliss Goddess? Like, what does that even mean? And that may be the thought process that a lot of people who came across my product thought. They was like, well, what is this? Why would I want to buy this? Like, I'm not understanding the correlation or what this even means for me to pay $20, $25 for a t-shirt. And so that is also something that I had learned, you know, throughout this journey, is that even though I thought it was something nice, it may not was reciprocated through my potential consumers that way. So I tried the t-shirts and they wasn't really selling. So then I was like, okay, well, let me do this next series and let me sell sweatshirts. The feedback on the sweatshirts were good. It was like, okay, it had like I'm not gonna say what the t-shirts say or what the sweatshirt said, because I'm bringing it back. Yeah, we're not gonna give up on this. We're gonna continue to go. But it had like a saying on the shirt that a lot of women could have related to. However, that brings back to that thought process of not having a marketing plan, not having a social media plan, not having a type of strategies in order to promote your product. And so although the feedback that I was getting on Instagram was good, it still did not reciprocate when it came to sales. Like, I think I probably only sold like 2 or 3 of those sweatshirts. But again, that just goes to show that you may not have the right marketing plan in place in order to promote your product. And that is one thing I think that we as entrepreneurs, you're still going to think that. There are celebrities or big time companies who sell products and they do not sell the way that they think it's going to sell. So when that happens to you, it's like, okay, well, what do I do next? So the next reason why I think my business failed is because I did not fully understand entrepreneurship. As I stated, I don't think anyone is going to fully understand entrepreneurship, but there are basics in terms of the type of work ethic you have to have, the type of emotions that you may go through when being an entrepreneur. That is what I mean when I say I did not fully understand entrepreneurship. I didn't understand, well, one day I may feel like this is a good idea, the next day I may feel like this isn't a good idea. One day I may be getting engagement, maybe I'm not getting engagement the next 2 to 3 weeks or even month. I may receive 20 sales my first launch, but my second launch I only received 1 sale. When you go through entrepreneurship, you're going to have your highs and you're going to have your lows. So not fully understanding everything that could possibly happen within entrepreneurship is one of the reasons why I think my business failed. I did not think about marketing in certain ways. I did not think about social media in certain ways. I didn't use a lot of resources that I had to my advantage. I was not able to fully understand, well, how does, you know, the money side works? How does the legal side work? It's like so much goes on into it. It could really hurt someone's company or business if they do not understand certain things when it comes to entrepreneurship. For instance, I wanted to copyright my my business name because I was told, or I heard, you need to copyright, which is true, so that no one, you know, can steal your idea. But not everyone has the money to copyright. Copyright, if you get a lawyer to do it, can cost you thousands of dollars. And so I was like, well, let me just do this on my own. I didn't do it right. And so that was like $250 down the drain. Again, when it came to the t-shirts that I bought, 100 t-shirts, by me not fully understanding entrepreneurship, you never want to overbuy. And so I overbought t-shirts, spent almost $200 on t-shirts. As I stated, I still have 40 t-shirts that were not, you know, ever purchased. So that left me with the overflow of shirts, and in the hole about $200-300. Brings me to my final point, which is that I think my business fell because I did not know how to be patient. I had an idea to start a business, and I knew that it was a good business. I knew that what I wanted to do. However, when I wasn't able to see certain things happening for my business that was positive, I began to grow impatient. And with growing impatient, you can cause yourself to be unmotivated and also discouraged because you don't have that patience, or you want everything to be right off the bat. Once you launch your business, you want 100 sales. Once you launch your restock, you want another 100 sales. You want to make thousands. And I think that's going to be everyone's goal, is to have a successful business. But everything is going to happen at the pace that it is meant to happen at. If it's not your time for your business to sell 100 sales, then it's not that time. Once it is your time, and you're able to continue to work at it, and you're able to continue to get people to know who you are, then that is when you will be able to see, you know, different sales, increase in sales, and, you know, increase in engagement, different things like that. So me not being patient, it really took a toll on a lot of things. And I think me not being patient also hurt me in ways of stopping my business, knowing that I had good ideas that I could have possibly done. So because I wasn't patient, I did discourage myself, to be honest. And I kind of took away from the other ideas that I had, and instead I just stopped completely. And that's why going into my second business, I kind of understand a little bit more. I feel like now with this business, I'm understanding more of how entrepreneurship may work. I'm learning patience. I'm learning different marketing strategies. I'm learning what's going to work for me and what's not going to work for me. I'm learning which avenue I should use when it comes to promotion and different things like that. I'm learning which social media will work for me and which social media would. I'm learning different types of, you know, like when it comes to like being creative, I'm learning different type of creative tactics that I can use. I'm learning different types of you know, marketing strategies, social media strategies that I possibly did not know the first time. But the most important thing that I feel like I'm learning is patience. I realized that there's different things that may not work for me that I see works for other people, or different things that may have worked for my sports business may not work for my new business. And so that is just all different types of, you know, learning experience that I am learning, and different types of, you know, patience that I am having when it comes to my business, and just really understanding entrepreneurship. It's just a journey that doesn't have a manual, as I stated. You just kind of go with the flow. You learn as you go. And once you find out what's worked for you, then of course it's going to work for you. And so you just have to keep going and keep being patient, and don't get discouraged or anything like that, because it's so easy to get unmotivated. It's so easy to get discouraged, especially when you see other businesses or different things like that, or you feel like people, you have a good product or service, but people aren't, you know, able to see that. But that just goes with marketing. That goes with you introducing yourself. That goes with you doing a lot of things to actually push yourself out there. That is everything that I have for this video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you are an entrepreneur out there and you have any tips that you can share with us as well, please leave those down below. You never know who may come across this video, and you never know who may come across your comment that may need a little bit more information or a little bit more, you know, motivation, or any type of tips or anything like that for those who are trying to start off as an entrepreneur. So you never know what your comment can do for someone, or how, in what way it can help someone. Yeah, that's all that I have for this video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. As I stated, please leave down any tips if you are an entrepreneur that you may have when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And also, if you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, give this video a thumbs up. Share the video if you like, and I will see you all in my next video.